Okay, I'm doing recording. I forgot to start recording. So, Al-Hindi, in his
Right.
first contribution, authored a book called Al-Hassu ala Ta'allum al-Falsafa. Al-Hassu ala Ta'allum al-Falsafa. Exhortation to study philosophy. In this book, he tried to convince Muslims to stop looking into the philosophy and the ancient knowledge with bad eyes or as a bad thing or something that is contrary to Islam. As Islam always says, or uh, command us to go and seek knowledge and think, and philosophy is something about thinking. He tried to define philosophy in this book as the knowledge of the reality of things according to the measure of human capacity. This is the definition given to the philosophy by Al-Kindi in his book Al-Hass ala Ta'allim al-Falsafa. Though I think maybe this book also was missing, but maybe some of part of it was quoted by him in another book. So even the author of our book, the book we are reading, he tried to construct a systematic thought of Al-Kindi from different sources, from different angle, from different books he authored that was existed in now. Uh, though we are saying Al-Kindi is the first philosophy in Islam, but his works, all of his works become not, don't have any value or don't have any significant within the Islamic philosophy or Islamic system of philosophy after the works authored by great philosophers after him, like Al-Farabi, Ibn Sina, and so on, Ibn Rushd, and so on. So many scholars after Al-Farabi relied on Farabi and Ibn Sina and so on in the Islamic philosophy. So he tried to divide it. Some of argument that given by Al-Kindi to in this book in order to convince the Muslim to study philosophy, he said that either this philosophy and sciences, ancient sciences, is necessary to learn it as other Islamic branch, or to be unnecessary. It must be between the two. So if it is necessary, so we don't have any option but to study the philosophy and ancient sciences. And if it is unnecessary, so we have to justify it is validity, to justify this claim and demonstrate that it is either necessary or unnecessary. And this justification also is part of functioning of this philosophy. So anyhow, we don't have any deviation from studying philosophy. So that is one of his arguments, which he came with it from his book Al-Hassa ala Ta'allim al-Falsafa. So he was uh, Aristotle, and he belonged to Aristotelian philosophy. He was very close to Aristotle philosophy, but as a Muslim, as a good Muslim, uh, he looked into the falsafa, did not combine the function of philosophy to purely abstract. Rather, he as a Muslim believed it is a philosophy is believed to be handmade of religion. It is handmade of religion because the truth is only one. According to him, truth that al-anbiya, prophets, come to try to establish this truth within the people mind, it is only one. And it is the same truth that philosophers try to construct it and give it to people through their rational thinking. So he tried to combine between philosophy and the Islamic revelation, saying that revelation is something come from the God that people can acquire without any effort, because it immediately after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took it and give it to us. This is the truth through his prophets. But philosophers philosophers used to use rational thinking, rational way to prove that this is the truth. So in the same time, we can see that the truth is one, but the way of acquiring it is different. Yeah. So that is one of his argument also in his book. Al-Kindi is one of the earliest advocates of method of at-ta'wil. Also, according to Islamic system, we have two different uh, texts, clear one and mutashabih. So he is the one among the advocates, earliest advocates to support al-ta'wil, to change or to try to come with some meaning from the which is to this text that is not clear to us in Islam, like ayatul as-sifat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has hand us in some hadith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put he's going to put his foot into the hellfire, to something like this. All this we must make some tawil for those ayat and sorts ahadith. So he, as a rational thinker, support this because he believes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not something with body that we can touch or we can reach by our sensitive, something like that. So we must change this into another tawil, which is close to the meaning. He came into agreement with Mu'tazila. Mu'tazila in Islam is the first one who supported using tawil in Islam, while many of Malikis and Hanbalites rejected using tawil. Of course, Ahlus Sunnah is divided into two, more especially Al Ashaira. The first people like Imam Malik and so on, post Salafus Salih, they are saying, so, oh, those ayat of Sifat, like sitting up in Rahmanu al Arsh Istawa, which some people saying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sitting on the throne of Al Arsh, we don't have to translate it like that. We are going to make some it is meaning we are going to send its meaning to Allah, Allah only one, as we narrated in Imam Malik famous saying al-istiwa'u ma'lumun al-istiwa'u ma'lumun wal kayfiyatu majhulun wal su'alu anhu bid'ah. So this type of this. But later some Maliki, but after the coming of Ash'arite, attested using Tawil, like Imam like some many people of recently came back متأخرون من الأشاعرة. That is where people came after the emergence of Ashaira. So many title of his work, as mentioned by the also saying that many of title of his, more especially the one which we missed, it shows his sympathy to Mu'tazilites. This is, according to me, this is naturally because philosophers used to send their mind into rational thinking. And same with Mu'tazila. Mu'tazila used to present al-aql in front of an-naqal. So maybe they will come into agreement between this two sects, Palasipa, or okay, between two parties, Palasipa, because Palasipa is not a sect, Palasipa and Mu'tazila. He also followed Plato's leads in recommendation study of mathematics. Mathematics, that is like introduction or what you call propedeutic to going into the higher level of philosophy. Because according to Al-Kindi, philosophy can be divided into higher level and lower level. The higher level is the study of immovable and immaterial. So, according to him, if you are going to study philosophy or sciences, you should start with mathematics because it will help you to understand the higher level or higher branch of philosophy. So, the lower branch of philosophy is a study of perceptible and material and movable entities. This is according to his division. We can say that in the higher level or higher branch of philosophy, al-ilahiyat, al-ghaibiyat means ulum, like how to know God or how to know angels. This one is not this something ghaibiyat, something that you cannot see and you cannot touch. So it is higher branch of philosophy. Some philosophers call it al-falsafat al-ulia or al-falsafat al-ula, and so on. And the lower branch is study of entities, studied from physics, mathematics, and so on, medicine. All these are branch of lower level of philosophy. Uh, Astronomy, astrology, all these are lower level of or lower branch of philosophy according to his division. According to Al-Kindi, there is a higher divine sciences that human acquire without human effort. You understand me? You can acquire this divine science without any effort, but through self purification. At tahzib, tahzib al nufus. That is the way of Sufism or Sufist. They are saying that one can acquire knowledge directly from Allah or from the Prophet or from any revelation. He can get it by purification of his soul. وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا إِنَّا وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. So according to Al-Kindi, also he believed in this, that someone can get a higher divine science without any effort, but through self-purification and divine assistance. He gave an example with the prophets, as I mentioned before. He said, when people ask the Prophet, people of Mecca asked Prophet Muhammad, Man yuhil izama wa hiya ramim. The Prophet ﷺ told them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give life back to you after you died in the day of judgment. Say, oh, the Prophet told them that they asked him, Muhammad, are you saying that those bonds that become like with withheld, how to be back to life? He said, they asked him, Man yuhyil izama wa hiya ramim. He immediately answered them, الذي خلقها أو أوليه الذي أنشأها أول مرة. The one who created it in the first time, he is the one who is going to revive it after all these years, or it become perish in the sun. You will revive it because before he has no, it is not sin, but he created it and he is capable to revive it after it perish. So this type is given to the prophets directly without his effort. Jibril tell him that this is the answer, divine. And the same can be applied to other people who purifies their mind so they can receive divine knowledge without any effort, but assistance from Allah. So because of time, I will go through the principal topic he discussed in metaphysics. It's according to him, he said, is his true one. I mean the issue that philosophers and all rationalists try to come with it is the true one. The issue of true one. The issue of true one, we can say that. I'm sorry. Who is eternal and infinite and has no genus or species. Means if the philosopher says true one, al-haqiqa al-mutlaqa or al-haqiqa al-wahida, they means Allah. This is their language, true one. This true one must be eternal, has no beginning, has no end. Infinite. It is the source of everything. He is the causes of all causes and has no genus or species. There are no time can contain him, and there are no specific place to contain him. So this is a first philosophy or the principal topic of metaphysics. What is what you call or higher level or higher branch of philosophy? This cannot be uh, this true one also cannot be identified by body to say this is Allah by body or true one. Since existence of infinity with body is impossible. Something infinite with body is impossible according to rational thinking or into logical logic of human being. Secondly, this true one cannot exist in a time or be subject of motion. He cannot be subject of motion or time. Since time and motion are specific properties of physical objects. So true one cannot be like that. And this absolute truth and unity is the cause of all entices. Is the cause of creation of all everything. They have something over a big issue in philosophy called it al-illat wal-ma'lul. Al-illat wal-ma'lul means cause, and what I can translate is cause, and it is causality. You see, I said causality. So the true one is the cause of all causes. Everything cannot come to exist without cause. For example, this computer we are using did not come without any cause. Someone tried to come with some idea and started gathering different things. This is a cause. So there's cause of creation, cause of to amalgamate two things or more things in order to go come with something, or materials that have been adopted in different ways. So that is the process. It is a vast uh, topic in philosophy. So, but if we started trying who created, at last we will end into the true one, who is the cause of all causes, and there are no cause behind him. That is the his side point about it. And he's saying something very interested in this. I think it is page 25. He mentioned something very interesting. He said, well, indeed, the principal topic which the science of metaphysics deals is the true one, who is eternal and infinite, and as such has no genus or species, is not susceptible or generation and corruption, and it is entirely immovable. Such being cannot be identified with body, since the existence of an infinite body is impossible. Nor can it exist in time or be subject to motion, since the time and motion are specific properties of physical object. So he also mentioned something very interesting, saying that everyone is single, is unity. For example, I have my unity, you have your unity. So from where we got this unity? From where? Everything, he said, everything Allah created, or the one created, possess that possess existence and unity. They will because they get it from the infinite unity, all the truths. Because if if it is by reason then because of him, because of his unity, we have some unity. If we don't have if he has no unity, we don't have unity. So we are going to, everything is going to return to him after many thinking. We will reach to this um, truth. So, lastly, I want to demonstrate something. Uh, he comes with very interested dividing of al-aql in his book al-maqala fil aql. He tried to uh, categorize al-aql into four parts, which is actual intellect, potential intellect, manifest, and acquired. Most of the people before, after him, started to go beyond, or after him, started to emulate, started to copy from him this dividing of. Maybe it was he was also copied from some Greek. I try to follow it, but I don't have enough time to read much about it as I am not mastered in philosophy. So I try to follow it, but I cannot uh, reach it. So it is something he discussed in this page, from page, I think from page 26 up to 28. He discussed it, and I read it, and also he talked. So then he went to Abu Bakr al-Razi. But I want to stop here as because of time, and I see my internet is very weak also. Uh, uh, but the last things I want to highlight here before I finish is that the word, even the word music or music, he is Al-Kindi is the one for the first time to borrow the word and Arabize it and make it an Arabic word. Musika. He said musika. He borrowed the word from Greek and make it an Arabic word during his translation. So if you he has many contribution in music fields. He even developed many issues in music science and art, and even they are saying that he is better than many uh, invented by the Greeks and even the Hinduism. So he is master of music and many different sciences. I want to stop here so we can have some discussion.
Uh,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
learned a lot.
Yeah.
Allah. Thank you so much.
Mm.
I'm very grateful. Allah.
Yeah, I said that we will try to read a small, because the reading is very much, there are many information in within the book. And
Yeah.
even if you took one personality to discuss about it, it will take you much time before you finish it. So therefore, I decided to read only today Al Kindi. We know him better. Then next week we will talk about Abu Bakr al-Razi. We continue like that up to the end of the book, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't have time up to today to go through the
Yeah,
book. That is why. But I really want to go through it. But whenever I'm like I'm feeling better, inshallah,
yeah,
I will try to see that I go through the book so that I will learn so many things again. But your explanation
yeah.
is very important. Yeah, of
Mm.
course. Yeah.
So today, as we don't have any guests, also till now, I didn't see
Yeah, I
any.
don't know why people they don't want to join the because yeah, I don't know why. In this life when wherever you think you can get is even small portion of knowledge, you have to be part of it. You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to go
yeah.
there.
Well,
And it,
I even started thinking
this is how people learn.
to
But I
leave the
don't know why.
idea, because since this week, these 3 weeks we started, I don't have any. encouraged from people by
Yeah,
joining the book.
inshallah,
But
next week there.
because
Inshallah,
even me, I'm exploring different. Wallahi, sometimes if you read, when I'm reading the book, I try to read just one paragraph. But after reading it, I have to go back to internet and read different things about one idea before I came back to continue. So this is a way we can learn more,
yeah,
and we post ourselves to learn. Yeah, this is
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And these great people which they also come with them,
more,
they
yeah,
are our ancestors who established Islamic sciences, established Islam as a power of knowledge that even the Europeans collected from them and started transforming their idea, and still now they are using their ideas in their works. And you think how you can think when you go to the Spanish, you will find different Islamic statue of Islamic scholars like Ibn Rushd, Abbas, Ibn Firnas, and so on. So why we don't read about them and know them and know what their contribution give to Islam, the type of contributions they give to Islam and knowledge in general. That is my idea.
yeah. It's lack of interest, and
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes again, the what can I say? The training we were given by the I can say the context, the environment where you come from, we come from is another problem because we were trained to read about Aristotle, to read about Plato, to read about. I read about Al-Kindi, Al-Farabi,
mm,
even Isina in my when I was doing my diploma, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
also read about them when I was doing my BA.
Yes, of
Yeah,
like me.
in history because we have history of science and technology,
Yeah, yeah,
and we have a topic there that you must learn about the transfer of knowledge from
yeah.
the Arab world to
East
the
to
Western
west.
world.
Yeah, east
Yeah,
to
to the
west.
Western world. So you
Yeah,
must read something about Al-Kindi,
yeah, yeah,
Al-Farabi,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, Ibn Sina,
Yes.
so many Islamic scholars or philosophers. Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution or your presentation, and I'm very grateful. Even though I'm alone, but I learned a lot, of course. You are also an encyclopedia, not
No.
only you are also an
If
encyclopedia,
I'm
of course.
encyclopedia, we can see
Yeah,
more like that.
in the course of your presentation, you have raised a question,
Yeah.
and then I think you even threw me the question that why,
We
yeah,
post our works, ancient works.
yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, there are so many factors.
Yeah.
One
Mm.
is lack of preservation. Sometimes we don't value our things. Like most of the works of the another Nigerian scholars, we
Yeah.
don't value them. We don't even preserve them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And second, we have conspication. I read somewhere that even Al-Kindi, his library was later confiscated
By
as a
whom?
result of misunderstanding by the ruler, the third ruler of, if I can remember exactly, I could remember, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
the name
Yeah. In this
Musa
point,
David.
in this point,
Yeah.
he has three. He come with into the with three khulafa al Ma'mun, I think, al Wasik, al Mu'tasim, something
Yeah,
like that.
so
So
the
one
third
of them,
one,
yeah,
the third
he,
one, the last
yeah,
one.
yeah, he was, but he gets peace and at the last one. I think
Oh,
the second one, he's the one who have some problem with him, and but I want to reject your this confiscation because
yeah,
if they was
yeah.
confiscated, it was confiscated by scholars like him or Hulapa who have interest in knowledge. They are going to
So
preserve it.
yeah, the
Yes.
problem is that no, they will not preserve it because if like we have been like I'm a ruler
Yeah.
and you produce so many works that are not aligned or are contrary to the teaching of Islam, because Al-Farabi was saying that the Islam, the Orthodox Islam, we are not about this Islam. The Orthodox Islam is in line with the teaching of philosophy. Because of this, his library was confiscated. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
His also his work where he extensively discussed about these issues or these ideas or theories will be banned.
Yeah.
Because sometimes this is what the ruler did. Whenever you produce a book and is contrary to their belief or their ideas, then your works will be confiscated and finally maybe burned or buried
Yeah.
sometimes. And then another thing I think the reason why most of these books are not we are losing them or and we are missing them is this what they call it, these crusades. Most of
Yeah.
the Islamic wars during
So
the crusade,
now you come with one tangible reason.
most of them were what can I say, like were we cannot
Destroyed.
say smuggled,
Like
but
destroyed.
were destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah, were
during.
destroyed. Some of them were translated, but some of them were destroyed
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so we cannot get of these things because up to now, if you go to Palermo, where this Andrea comes from, you
Yeah.
will see the tombs. You see a mosque was converted into church. They will even show you this is where the
Most of.
what they call it, the this is the mimbar where the imam used to deliver the sermon,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and this is where not liman uh, uh,
Muazzin.
Muazzin, yeah,
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
to call the prayer.
Yeah.
So all these things they will show you. Even some inscription, they will show you everything. They will show you.
Yes.
Even
So
some Arabic writing or inscription of it.
inscription.
So
Yes.
maybe if we can like what they call it, dig out or excavate the area, you may
Yeah.
probably get
Books.
some
Some.
manuscript written
Yeah.
by these scholars. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there must be. Can't you even today? We are not even, what can I say? We don't have reading culture. But if you go to our marks, you will see what you will see books, and probably it was like that before. These are some of the reasons. And thirdly, sorry, the last limit, some works people that don't develop interest in them. People sometimes they develop interest in so work, but they don't like it. So
Yeah.
sometimes that is why we are missing some of our things. And I can sorry, in relation to this,
Yeah.
stealing is also another factor. Because yeah, you may give it to somebody and somebody will not return it back to you. So if I remember when Muhammad Jibril wrote his Jahazu, he
Yeah.
gave it to somebody
Yeah.
and the guy just went away with
Yeah.
that work. But later, he returned it back to him. You see,
Yes.
he even have forgotten that he has
Yes.
written this book and he gave
Yes.
it to
Yes.
somebody. This is the guy went out with the book and he later returned it back to him. So we have all these kind of
Yeah.
problems.
But
Even now in
yeah.
Turkey, you'll hear every day that some people stole manuscript from this library and sell it there. Sell it maybe in Europe or somewhere else. And then you are looking for the manuscript. You say this guy, he wrote this. Maybe later it will discover that the manuscript is in so places.
Yeah.
So this is my idea, but I don't
So
know whether you will add something
yes.
before I go.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah. The most important,
yeah,
according to Islamic history, or
yeah,
the most important reason for losing the many books that authored during the Abbasid period is a war of when the Baghdad was conquered by Tatar Mongolians.
Mongolian.
So this, yeah, Sukut Baghdad in the year 656 after Hijrah. The Mongolians or Tatar came to Islamic capital and destroy all, because Baghdad in this time, as I mentioned before, it was
Yeah,
called it was called Hadirat al-Ilm, mean the capital of science and knowledge. And it was
mm,
very beautiful, more than modern some modern cities.
yeah,
Everywhere you go. But when the Tatar entered the city, they killed over 1 million people in one day and destroy all libraries within the Baghdad, all in Darul Hikmah, and so on. All this. So in this incident of conquering the Baghdad, Islam lost many books. If you are reading history of many scholars, you will hear that they left their books and ran away, and some of them were killed, and their books were burned. Some of them were put into the uh, Dijla River, which is close to Baghdad. So in this incident, this is the most important incident that happened in Islam, which destroyed, and even the Khalifa of this time was massacred, and in this time, in this day, in inside Baghdad palace. So these most works that done during Abbas periods, that the works that did not went out from the capital into another cities is not widely circulated. All these works were destroyed. And I think if you read the Suqud Baghdad, the conquering of Baghdad by Tatar, you can try and read it. You will see many things that historians wrote about it, and they talk about how Muslims lose their lives and their effort of hundreds or 500 years. That all this because this Mongol or Tatar are people who don't know the value of writing because they came
about,
from the so by this time, so they come and burn everything. Even the what Crusade War, you said Crusade War. These Europeans know something about right reading, know
yeah,
philosophy, so they valued many things. They just keeping it away from you, but mostly they don't ban it, except if and during the war, many places were burned or something like that happened. So maybe in this case, uh, they will be burned. Or you can remember that the book of Ibn Sina, the canon of medicine, Al Qanun fi
mm,
remain the sole sole reference of medicine in Europe for almost 10 centuries. It was the in use even in 16th to 17th centuries. It was the reference for all medicine practitioners. So it is they know something. But those people who come from Mongolia, they didn't value any knowledge, writing, books, so they burn it. So Muslims lost our this. This is my uh, elaborating, but your answer is very, of course, active, and we can see even after the conquest of Spain, conquest of uh, someone now is joining us, but the we welcome Dr. Noura Atiku Balarabi Gusau in our group. Doctor, welcome. I cannot hear you. Maybe you are.
it is still connecting. I
Yeah, yeah. He
still
connect.
connected.
Yeah, connecting, of course.
Look, it is still connecting.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, it's now it is connected now. You can talk to
Okay.
him.
Yeah. Doctor, you are welcome.
Maybe he muted.
Oh, that is why
maybe
I'm asking. Maybe his. So anyway, some of the books survive in, for example, some books that authored in Greek and was translated into Arabic language. Still, we have those books in Greek. So later were
mm,
retranslated into Arabic, into
uh,
English and
yeah,
many European languages, and was still in use. But we cannot see. We have, for example, we will see that in our in some books, like in the Ibn al-Nadim, his book Al-Fihrist. This is the name of his book, Al-Fihrist.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Al-Fihrist. Yeah, he mentioned many books, but so
mm,
many of them were missed. Why? Because of this war, because of this incident, maybe transpiring, maybe some of his scholars was narrated that they are going to, for example, I think Ibn Khaldun, this happened to him. His books were swim in the water, in sea, in the sea. During his travel, his family traveled to from Spain to North Africa. They sunk into the sea, so he lost everything. So maybe he write some books after that and still. So this also this among the facts or the reason why we lost some valuable books written by this time. And some, okay, something that's very important I want to mention also concerning translation activities that took place in Baitul Hikmah is that some of these books was translated and ascribed to another people wrongly. Yeah, for example, I think I can remember Cyril Asrar. I can only remember his name of Arabic name. Cyril Asrar is famous book. It is famous book authored by one of Greeks, I think Aristotle, but was ascribed to Platon after it was translated into Arabic. But later, after going back, some modern researchers going back, looking into the mean the source of the book, they said, okay, the translator missed, he made a mistake, and he said it is for Aristotle, but it's for Plato, or, or something like that. So there are many mistakes in these translations, and still scholars going into it.
thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay.
This,
One point here you made here is
yeah,
like Al Ghazali, who was trying uh to combine
try to.
philosophy.
I cannot hear you. Okay.
Hello.
I cannot. No, I hear you.
Okay. I said that I said like Al Ghazali,
Yes.
who was trying to like combine the
Yes, Allah.
old. He was trying to combine philosophy and Orthodox Islam. Am I right?
No, I cannot say that because now I think we are going to read Ghazali
Hello.
anyhow, any time. But
Okay.
Ghazali, he became philosophy by his rejection of philosophy. He's not
You say
philosopher.
what?
He became a philosopher
Yeah.
after he tried to reject philosophy. This is his idea, but he
You
didn't.
didn't understand me.
Okay.
I'm not talking about whether you didn't me. I'm not saying that Al Ghazali is a philosopher or not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the contribution made by the effort
Yeah.
made by Al Kindi
Yes.
to try to like what can I say to marry
Yeah. Yeah.
Orthodox Islam and and philosophy. This is what Al Ghazali tried to do to marry Orthodox Islam with Sufism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is what I'm trying.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't hear. I think you said between
I'm
Islam
sorry.
and Sufism and philosophy something. Yeah. What you are saying is true. That Imam Al Ghazali, though we are not with him, Imam Al Ghazali, try in his, because he is one of the pioneer of writers of Sufism. So he tried to make or to remove any contradiction that happens between
That is
Sufism.
to marry.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is to marry, to make a marriage between Islam, or make a bridge between Islam and Sufism. So this is what he did in his book Ihya Ulumuddin. For example, he said,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, we have Salah. As Salah is like practicing something practice with your body. Allah said that Imu Salata, you have to make sujada, to make ruku, to make. But he will come to the deeper meaning of Salah. Deeper meaning of Salah. He said Salah will teach you so. And even he, for example, a soul fasting will tell you that there are some people around you who are every time, not only during the Ramadan, they are in, for example, they are going without any food, they are not eating food, they are massacred. So these issues raised by Ghazali in order to reconcile al, al-Islam wa tasawwuf. That is his contribution, of course. Yeah. Haruna,
Thank you so much. Another point I want to make is, oh sorry, I want to ask Islam the issue of the will. That is the deeper interpretation of Quranic text or religious text. Sorry, because some they say that Quranic text. Yeah,
Tawil
do you mean that this Al-Kindi is Ashrite?
is what? He came before Ash'arites.
Yeah,
But I said people cannot say that he is Mu'tazila who is something back. Therefore, I mentioned in my presentation that Imam El Kindi, he has some sympathy uh, he has sympathy with Mu'tazila
yeah,
because of their rational tendencies. You see, but he can become before Ash'ari, because Imam Al Ash'ari I think is around after 200 to 300 after Hijrah he came. But he in I think he died around Al Kindi, as we mentioned, he died around 256. So maybe when he died, Imam Al Ash'ari was born. So he is not Ash'arite, but his work sympathize with Mu'tazila. That's what I mentioned before.
yeah. But their understanding is somehow the same. Even though there is a differences or there are differences, but it's somehow the same. I think.
No, yes, no, yes. Like even Arabic, oh, is yes or yes, no, no, yes. Uh, his tendency is rational. It's just rational. The tendency of Al-Kindi. So therefore, he become in agreement with Ash'arite, that Ash'arite try to become like intermediate position between Mu'tazila, who are saying the rational thinking is everything. You can understand everything by rational thinking. But Ash'ari try to combine between
The national thing.
rational thinking and revelation. So therefore many Muslims
Arab.
become in agreement with them. So Al-Kindi, he supports before, since before his time there are no Ash'arite but only Mu'tazila. He supports some issues of Mu'tazila by using rational thinking as a philosopher. So he supports them. He supports some of their views like using Tawil. Using tawil is one of the Mu'tazila principle or ideas. Say that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describe himself with some attribute that is close to human beings or something like that, like al-yad, hand, foot, or pairs, we must make a tawil directly. But Ash'arite says, no, we are not going to do, we are not going to do uh, tawil, but we are trying to get to say it is Allah, it's for Allah at tafwid. They say tafwid. We don't know its meaning. Like Imam Malik said that al istiwa ma'lum. We know the notion of al istiwa, but how it is this
Yeah,
sitting, it is something that we don't know. And if you are going to ask this, is this even question is bid'ah. So Ash'arite is right, the beginning, the right of the Ash'arite, early Ash'arite are on this also idea. But later, they accepted Tawil, like, because they are using rational, they came in close somehow to Mu'tazila. So some of them, they accepted Tawil. So, okay, we are going to do Tawil. If the Tawil has no, it is not a very, what I consider, it is not any far away from the basic meaning. Basic meaning. For example, when we said al al yadu, al yadu, al yadu, so we have to make a tawil. We don't say Allah has said. For example, وقالت اليهود يد الله مغلولة. The Jews says the hand of Allah is very like that. Then to translate maglula is like that. So we say Allah has hand? No. Even the Yahud, they are not meaning this. They are saying that Allah, we have to make a tawil to say no. Al-yadu, al-yadu huna, the hand, the meaning of hand here is his bounty, not merely body or physical hand. They are saying, so this is tawil is accepted. Okay, Ash'ari say, okay, we can use. Why we don't accept this? So this is tawil. So we have two ways in Ash'arite. Ash'arite saying that mazhab al-qudama at-tafwid. Yani the tendency of earliest Ash'arite is tafwid, to say Allahu A'lam. This is, we don't know we understand the literal meaning, but the actual meaning of this we don't know. We don't know how it is hand of Allah or something like that. This is the way of Ash'arite, early Ash'arite. But many later return into ta'wil, ta'wil, to have some meaning. And you mentioned something very, what is not, I think it is not correct. You said deep meaning or deep interpretation of Quran. This not the meaning of it. The deep meaning of interpretation of Quran is called, I think, ilm al-tafsir. No, no, ilm al-batin, like the batiniya. You know batiniya? Hello?
no Badniya.
Yeah, batiniya are
Hello, hello, I can
sect,
hear you.
yeah, batiniya is sect of Shia. They are saying that apart from the literal meaning that Quran has, for example, Alif Lam Mim Dalika Kitabul Arabi fi, everyone from every corner of Islam understand this, but there are a deep meaning that we cannot understand except some few peoples like Ayyimma. They are only the one who can know this. So we call it a tafsir al-batini. And from it, I think Sufis have some such tendency. But they are not saying that this meaning, the difference between Sufis and Batiniya is that Sufis just, they are taking this meaning as additional meaning that may Allah open it to some of His uh, servants because of their purification, but not like the Kindi mentioned in his book, but not it is necessary meaning to be applied in day of day, like this is a personal or something like that. So you can see that tafsir al-batini, tafsir al-shi'i, tafsir al-sufi, all these tafsir al-batini al-shi'i, then tafsir al-sufi. Uh, they call him tafsir al-ma'rifi or ma'rifa or al-irfani عفوا التفسير الإرفاني أو التأويل الإرفاني. That is yeah. Yeah. I think you can read some of these tafsir of
Book about Tafsir here with me, written by Dr. Hadi. Maybe I will go through it, inshallah.
no, the first tafsir of this meaning I think started with in Sufism. Uh, so I think yeah, yeah, doctor. Can you hear me? Your your voice is not you close. No, you will see the icon, your icon of your microphone. You didn't open your microphone. If you want to hear, you will see it on your screen. Yeah.
Mine?
No, 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 no. It is one of our Dr. Noor Atiku from Gusau. You will see icon.
Mine? Mine? Okay.
Okay. No, no, no. It is Dr. Noor. You will see icon of microphone. You can open through it. Icon. You will see in your screen icon of microphone. You have to uh, click on it. It will open.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now you can hear.
Hello?
Salam alaikum. Now we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you and speak.
Now it is good. So you are welcome, doctor.
MashaAllah. Good day, doctor.
Yeah.
How is Egypt
Alhamdulillah.
and Corona?
Corona is very problematic. Make people
Ah,
very. And you join us almost at the end of the meeting.
okay, you're
Yeah,
about to run off.
yeah, we are about to run because we started since 9 o'clock. But we are together
Yes,
with
I saw you when you posted that you are going to start.
yes, yes,
But inshallah, next time I will be at the first when you are going to start. I
okay,
will
you will
join
be
inshallah.
inshallah.
Before
So
I don't know about the Zoom.
yeah, yeah,
That's why I
you
never
have to
connect.
learn. You have to learn.
Yes, this is the first time
Even me,
to download it and
in the first week we have faced such some problem because we don't use it.
hmm,
So inshallah, we don't know.
okay.
Maybe Dr. Usman, are you going to
Salaam
present
alaikum.
next week?
Inshallah.
Ah,
Okay.
Inshallah, because
okay,
I'm just feeling much better now. Inshallah, next week I will present.
So you are
okay,
going to
okay.
present.
Shafakallah, doctor.
Yeah. So we are going to discuss about Arazi because he's not famous like Al Kindi.
Fakhruddin
So
Razi.
if not Fakhruddin Razi, Abu Bakr
Mm-hmm.
Razi, one of the earliest philosophers, Abu Bakr Razi.
Okay, okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
so
Now,
do you have the PDF file of the book we are reading?
no.
I will send it to you, inshallah. I will
Is
send
it
it.
is it on the platform? Is
Yeah,
it on the platform?
yeah, it is on the platform. Both.
Okay,
Yeah, of course.
okay. I will
Yeah.
download it and I read some
Yeah,
places to discuss with you,
yeah.
inshallah.
The pages we are going to discuss. I think we'll start from Abu Bakr Rabi. Which page is? I think is page 29. Because every week we are selecting pages and read it. So it will start from page 29.
Okay.
Yeah, to page 37. To page 37. This is our next
Okay,
week.
29,
So,
37.
yeah, 29 to 37. This is, you will see the
And the
two.
discussion should be between these pages.
Yes, within these pages only.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe if
No.
some issues arise, we can discuss it freely, but based on these pages,
Okay.
this is
Okay.
our system. Every week
And
we
the
select
meeting
pages.
should be next week by this time
9 o'clock.
around.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
9, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, Doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
Inshallah,
We are
inshallah.
now
Thank you very much.
with Dr. Usman. He's
MashaAllah. What of this
from
Dr.
Germany.
Usman? Is it
He's from
from
Germany.
Germany, Dr. Usman?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I'm from
working.
Germany, inshallah.
He's doing his
MashaAllah,
PhD
MashaAllah,
in Germany.
MashaAllah.
He's
Yeah.
basically
Okay.
from Yobe State, and he's
Okay,
working. I
Yobi.
think yes, he's
Yobi, my state.
Yeah,
You know
from
that I serve my NYSC in Yobi.
yeah.
which local government?
Ungru.
Ah,
Guru, you
I'm
are
from Guru.
Yeah.
I am from Guru.
he is from
Ah,
What is
Allah
what a
Akbar.
and
coincidence?
his work is based on. He
I am
now is
from
working
Guru.
on Sheikh Ibrahim
The first time
manuscript
I
and
was
Sheikh.
posted to what do you call acolytes, is it?
Yeah, accolades where I teach.
Acolytes, and
I
they
taught for
rejected
almost
me.
3 years there.
Why they
Okay,
rejected?
then I go back to higher Islamic college,
Higher
something like this.
Islamic College. Okay,
Because
Yes,
mashallah.
your
yes,
discipline
yes,
is Arabic.
yes.
Kai,
Okay.
Yeah.
mutanen nan ba su da kirki. Therefore, wallahi, doctor,
Eh,
one of our motivation for creating this group is specifically for Arabic students whom
Allah
face
Akbar.
such humiliation.
Mm, mm.
We are facing this humiliation from other people because they think that
Yeah.
we cannot do anything, we cannot read other English, we cannot speak English. So we have to help ourselves and have more interaction in English language so we can
Yeah,
defeat
yeah.
this humiliation that we are facing.
Wallahi. And the
Yeah.
most important that is that they are calling you non-spokesman. Very surprised.
I never had
Non-spokesman.
I never heard of it. All because I'm
Wallahi.
from
Eh,
English. I
when
never heard of it.
one day I attend one occasion and I will deliver one lecture there. There is one malam called Malam Bello Boy.
Mm.
He's Malam Zauri.
Yeah.
They refused to give him. The speaker said that the Malam is not a spokesman. I said, see, this Malam is not a spokesman.
This is a problem.
Wallahi, it's one of the problems. And
So
when
we have to-
when
Yeah,
they are
this-
trying,
this-
inshallah, all the
this is
difficulties.
same humiliation we are facing that we cannot speak Arabic fluently. The same humiliation.
Mm,
No.
That is why now I'm trying to see
because
that
because now the world is in precism, so you don't have problem like us in precism now, and some people, if you know English, you can do everything. So many
and
books,
it is
many-
very wrong.
This is very wrong. This is but
Yeah,
It
this
is
but
very wrong.
this is common sentiment within the people. So that is a
Mm,
problem. And even if they hear someone speaking English very fluently, they cannot differentiate between knowledge and speaking language.
and the language and the knowledge
yes,
are two different
It's
things.
something
yes.
different things.
We all know that.
So that is a
You
problem.
can get a knowledge in any other
Any
language.
language
Yeah, of
and
course.
from any
Of
country.
In
course.
That is a
any
problem.
in any language, yes.
So
Yeah.
inshallah,
Yes.
and as I told
So
you,
I appreciate the meeting, and inshallah by next week I will join at the first time, inshallah.
Thank you
yes,
so much.
inshallah.
Nice
Thank you,
to meet
Dr. Osman. My regards to all.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.